What's going on, guys? St. Jimmy 008 here with Team Absolute Awesome, bringing you a very much exciting deck profile for my regional top for Madison 2014 with nothing other than Inzektors, because that's what they're called. Just to let you guys take in, I'm also knocked the living hell out of my deck. Take in this. That's me right here. This mat's just gorgeous. It's the artwork and the detail on this mat is wonderful. Good job, Konami. Before I get into the deck profile, the first thing I want to say is I am seriously impressed and enjoyed the Madison Regional very much. I think the people there did a really good job. I think, honestly, it's probably the best regional I've ever been to. It was fast. The entire thing was eight rounds of Swiss. I think the entire thing was over by, what was it, 7 their time, 8 my time in this part of Tennessee. So I was just thoroughly impressed. Really enjoyed it. Definitely a good job. But without going too much into that, I'll go ahead and go right into the deck profile. The deck's going to be kind of similar to the Turbo variant that won the 1K, posted by Cordeo / Betcus 4666. But there's a lot of card choices I didn't agree on. This is kind of like it was very similar to begin with the build I was working on beforehand. So I just pre-warning, it is very similar, but it's not the same by any means, and I'll show you how. I mean, first off, I run 2 card D. I think 3 is awesome and it's great and very consistent, but for the same reason as 1 Zet Caliber, I think I don't want to draw this mid game while I'm trying to get my combos off with things like Reckless Greed and dualities and stuff like that. I don't want to open into one of these or something like that unless I have the ability to just do that and not worry about getting my combos off and I don't have anything in my hand. So yeah. 2 card D. This Battle Pack Rare one actually opened more than my secret one. So games 2, I would leave 1 card D in and side this one out. Just definitely put in some work. 1 Dragonfly, it's the engine. 1 Hornet, it's the engine. 3 Centipede, it's the engine. I prefer Centipede over Dragonfly all day long. Didn't mind opening Dragonfly Hornet, which happened I think total of 3 times the entire day. Out of 8 rounds of Swifts. Don't ask me to do math on that and tell you how many games that was. It's pretty rad, but rarely happens. Gigamanus, one of. I really actually thought about putting this at 2. It's really cloggy though, so I cannot justify putting this at 2. It's just not going to happen. The card puts so much work in. I think I won so many games, like at least 8 more, maybe even more games than that. Just off that 1 card, it just puts in so much work. It's so consistent with the OTK. 3 Ladybug. A lot of people run 2. I think that's really bad. It opens up your combo pieces. It lets everything get off. It starts up your control engine with Centipede. Just a really great card. I really enjoyed it. And I think 3 is just perfect. I think it's just what it is. This card, I know that a lot of Inzektor players are iffy on Inzektor Hopper. Some people don't run it. Some people do. I realize that you can't use it turn 1. I understand that. But it opens up a lot of combo pieces. You can OTK with this card. Obviously you can OTK with the entire deck, but this card allows you a more simplistic OTK versus a lot of the other ones you have to really push for. I just overall think it's a really great card to have. And honestly, you don't always have Ladybugs. You don't always have Hornet. And it's just 1 more card you can open up with Centipede or Dragonfly with. So it's really good. The thing I run, different. This actually goes in place of that 3rd card he was running. Again, my build's just different. It's my playstyle. I run Dark Arm Dragon. I think if you don't run Dark Arm Dragon in Inzektors, you're kind of dumb. I get his is turbo, but Dad just allows you to push that extra oomph in. If anything gets stopped during that extra push, drop Dad, and it's okay. You can swing for that for 4 games still. For spells, I run 1 Foolish, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Zet Caliber. I only run 1 because when I'm playing, I don't want to Reckless Greed when I'm about to push for game and see a 2nd Zet Caliber if I'm already making my plays. I want to see my combo pieces. That's what I want to see is my combo pieces and things that are going to help me get my combo off. And I think 1 Zet Caliber does it just as well as 2. I realize my 2 is fantastic. I actually played 2 in my build that I played at Madison. I think in December 2012. But I just think this is a lot better. 2 Lance. This card is just too good. I rarely saw it. When I did, they were both together. I guess they like seeing each other. I guess they're a couple. I don't know. But they stuck together a lot. Was not happy about that, but when I saw it, it did what its intended job was, and stopped bottomlesses and things like that, and just really put a sour face on my opponent. Triple MST. I think MST is absolutely a staple of this format, and things other than Harpies. Obviously, Harpies can go without it, but I think it's fantastic. Triple Upstart. This actually was like at least one of these. Every game was sided out. I hate this card. I think it's so bad. But I really understand why it's good. Like turn 1, I will activate as many of these as I need to get my combo off. I mean, it's just what it is. I'll OTK turn 1 and then grind it out in game 2. Triple Duality. This card, earlier in the games, like I remember matches, I was siding 1 out so I could get my stuff off. Again, I was preparing for a more grindy kind of game. But I ended up just like leaving it in. I realized how very vital and important it was the longer the games went on. That I could grind out more with these than I could other cards. This common one actually opened a lot better than these super ones. Don't ask me the logic on that, but it did. So the common one was one of my favorites. One Solemn Warning. A lot of people I know are opting to not run Solemn Warning at this time, and I realized it gets rid of 2,000 life points. But I mean, it's Solemn Warning, man. It was good. It was good before for a reason. It's good now for the exact same. Compulse. This is my favorite trap card. I know a lot of people are going to start dropping things at Target, but Compulse, it will always be one of my absolute MVP trap cards, period. I'm going to probably pick up one in German here in a little bit. So Super German Compulse will be nice. Triple Reckless Greed. These things open up really well. I don't know. I guess these black rare cards just do well. Triple Reckless Greed. This isn't my favorite draw card in the deck, period, other than Duality, of course. This is just ridiculous. So I definitely would not ever take that out of the deck. It's just so good. Even in future builds, I'm gonna leave it at 3. I run Triple Call, which is kind of self-explanatory, super, because second best rare rating in the game. Double Mirror Force. This is what I know the guy who did the Turbo variant. Did 3 Fiendish Chain, but I do the Dark Hole over the 3rd Chain. I think Dark Hole is just too important in this format not to run. And the cool thing about the Dark Holes, or not Dark Holes, the Mirror Forces, is that my opponent, I was playing Fire Fist round 7. My opponent attacked into like all of my. He'd already played in against a lot of my things like Threatening Roar and things. So he didn't expect Mirror Force. He actually asked. He was like, "You run that?" Whenever he attacked into it, and that's exactly what it was there to do. Was to throw my opponent off. I actually had an entire play with this, like an entire mental plan with this. But the way this worked really just did exactly what I wanted to do, and it was so wonderful. It doesn't target. It's a huge mass board clear, and since Heavy Storm isn't around, no one's running. Completely just lost my train of thought. The Stardust card that brings Stardust out negates the destruction. Starlight, yeah, Starlight. This is where things are a little bit weird, and I know this is going to get questioned. I don't particularly care if it gets questioned or not. My logic is very sound, and it absolutely worked the way I intended to. I run 2 Reckless, or 2 Threatening Roar, 1 Waboku. Waboku, I think, is a better card than Threatening. I think there are a lot of things you can do with this, and just really make it very combo oriented, and I like it a lot. I'm a huge fan of Threatening Roar, though. And I think people are more expecting to see Threatening Roar than Waboku and Inzektors. I know that the Turbo build ran the triple Waboku, but this is more common. So I had a secret, and I traded it right for the event. That's why I was running the Threatening over the Waboku, because I'm a rarity whore like that, I guess. So that's why I just got in saying, Waboku is better, and then have 2 Threatening, whatever. The theory behind this, and it absolutely worked, was that actually this is one of the things someone asked me about after one of our matches, was like about round 3 or rather turn 3, I'd activated at least one of these, and if not both of these, because there were a lot of builds there that were putting a lot of pressure on the board, like Heretics and Mermails. So I'd have to slow them down a little bit and stall for time a little bit, to get my combo off. They would see a Threatening, and then they would see a Waboku, so immediately one opponent actually said, oh, you run 3 of both. And, of course, I'm not gonna say no, so I said yeah. But like that was exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted them to think I ran 3 of this and 3 of this, so that they would be more prone into attacking into this, and not feeling bad about doing it. And it was a really cool mind game trick. It really worked. It did what it did. Probably will change that up before the ARG Open if I run this. Not sure I will. Overall, the main deck really was great. I'll jump into the extra. It's kind of self-explanatory. Tempo. It put in some work. Didn't do too much. Helped me win game 2 against Madolche. Engineer. Didn't make it. Acid Golem. I thought I'd have to make it against Felgrand. Didn't make it. Leviair. Didn't make it. You think I would too. Zen Mains. Didn't make it. The MP3 of the deck. The MVP of the deck. Leviathan Dragon. This card, absolutely, turn after turn, just so good. I mean, it put pressure for attack on board. It solidified at least 86% of my OTKs. It was just so good, and it made sure that I could get so many things off. I love it. I would not change that. I mean, that's a card that would never come out of my extra deck, period, ever. I run A-Level Volchain. I made it twice. One time it worked, the other time just subpar. Maestroke, didn't make it. Abyss Dweller, didn't need to make it. Cowboy, I really expected to make it more, didn't. Tyrus, made it once. No, I didn't make it. No, never mind, I didn't make it. Thought about making it, didn't make it. This thing should be like a higher. It absolutely shouldn't be a common. I think it should be higher rarity. It deserves to be a higher rarity. I would love to see this like an ultra or a super, which are my favorite rarities. Totally an ultra, absolutely. Shark Fortress. This card opened up every OTK. Like I said, the only card that did better for me was Leviathan. Shark Fortress was just always there for me. It'll let me do a lot more shenanigans and set myself up in case they got rid of the OTK. One Volcasaurus. I made it once. No, I didn't even make it. I attempted to make it one time against Evil Swarm. Round 8, I had a feature match. I don't know if you guys know they're doing a new feature match thing. It may just be level up games, but they do a feature match thing where they stream it live on Twitch. Had a rivalry up and attempted to overlay for this, and I was like, oh, I'm stupid. But otherwise, didn't make it. Exostag didn't make it, and Exabeetle did not make it. Extra deck didn't happen a lot. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I could go in with Leviair as in mains, Acid Golem, Leviathan Dragon, and maybe a Dweller, and maybe a Volcasaurus, but definitely a Shark Fortress. I mean, you could really have a really small extra deck and be fun. We're just going to put one of my Nat sleeves. This is DD Crow. I was borrowing a DD Crow for the event. I ran one DD Crow. It was for the mirror match. I didn't see any mirror match. There's I think a total of 3 Inzektor players, including myself. Myself and another Inzektor player were actually at the top tables around round 7, so I think he got knocked off or about there. But I didn't really see Inzektors, so it's really good against Fire Fist too, because if they Wolf Bark and then target for Wolf Bark, DD Crow. So it was pretty cool. I used that actually. Double Max C for Mermails. I didn't end up playing Mermails at all, which I was kind of expecting. And Heretics were there, so you'd think I'd use it. Didn't. Creature Swap. I really love this card. It's good against Noble Knights, things like that. Anything that really puts a big monster on board and a presence that I can just be like Ladybug, Creature Swap, and just get my Ladybug engrave and have a bigger monster. I used this one time against Lobbles, and it really helped out, but ultimately it didn't. I don't think it did anything for my victory on that game. I lost that match though. That was my only match loss. Dimensional Fissure put in so much work against my Dolces. Again, I sided that one for Mermails, but didn't play it. Double Twister. I think it's going to be Fairy Wind soon. I didn't side this in once. I normally won game 1. I actually, realistically, just after saying that, I never lost game 1. I did not one time lose game 1. So, I never sided game 2 Twister. I figured the 3 MST would be fine before they got to their Shadow Imp. So, I never saw Shadow Imp once, so it didn't even matter. I run one rivalry, but I actually have it sitting out. I'm about to make that 2. Not sure what I'm going to change yet, but this won me the Madolche matchup twice. This card's too good. It's too good, and I loved it. It actually helped me get my victory game 2 against Evil Swarms, which I kind of got a little bit shaky on. It was a very hard matchup. believe it or not. Ended up misplaying twice on a rivalry. One World Decree, it's something I can turn on and off when I need it. Decided this also against Evil Swarm in it. I had forced him to use the MST on this. Double DNA Surgery, double Light Imp. These two cards kind of go hand in hand, mostly for Bujin. They do a lot of other work against a lot of other decks as well. I absolutely loved it, adored it. Put in 100% exactly as much work as it was intended. And then double Iron Wall. I did a deck profile at the event for Complex. And I said I didn't use it, but that's not true. That's a lie. I actually used this against. This is the only two cards I sided in against Chaos Dragons, and game 1 I OTK'd, and then game 2 this and Centipede shut them out. It was kind of rough. As far as my matchups go, game 1 I played Love Bobbles. It wasn't pretty. Duel 2 I played Chaos Dragons. I opened a lot better than he did. And then I flipped Iron Wall, and it just kind of went downhill for him. Good player, just got a really shitty matchup. Game 3 I played Bujin. I ended up playing a friend of mine. It was really rough. Game 1 I kind of opened shakily and kind of drew into game. But I still won game 1. Again, I did not lose one time game 1. Then OTK in game 2. Let's see. I'm gonna take a sip of water real fast. Game 4 was against Madolche. That one actually legitimately was my most difficult matchup. Was Madolche. I had the hardest time with him. The guy was a really good player. So if he watches this, I enjoyed our game. He ended up getting me game 2. I OTK'd in game 1. Game 2 he got me with an absolute OTK. He completely wiped my entire board. And just ran train on me that entire game. I tried to make a comeback. It just didn't happen. He had all the responses for it. Duel 3, he and I kind of grinded a little bit for a little bit, and he ended up getting it for a little bit, and then I ended up turning it around on him with a Gigamanus Dragonfly Hopper combo. Which is another reason I love Hopper. But I use Hopper to let Dragonfly attack directly for game because he had 2,200 life points, but he had his entire build full. Entire field full of monsters. So there was just no way. But he had no back row. I successfully cleared all that out. That was pretty good. Game 5, I ended up playing Madolche again. That was a 2-0. The guy didn't see any of his combo pieces. I think that was his first time dueling Inzektors. He had to ask me a couple of ruling questions on them, which is totally cool. Guy was really nice. I enjoyed our duel as well. I kind of shut him out on that one. OTK'd both games. So I guess I'm on 6 now. Round 6, I played Bujin. This guy went undefeated until he played Patty Hoban with his Hieratic ruler build. He ended up playing me. I OTK'd in game 1. Game 2, he out advantaged me and just ran train on me. And then game 3, I opened stupid. I mean, just realistically, it was unfair. I opened Hornet, Dragonfly, Dark Arm Dragon, and he actually held out for a long time. But I ended up kind of coaxing him into a play. With the way I was playing my deck, and to where he had to make the play, and he did it. It was a correct play on his part, but I kind of maneuvered him into it, and there was no success at that point, and I ended up just taking it from there. That was a really fun duel, stressful but fun. Game 7, I played Fire Fist. I don't really remember much of this matchup. There really wasn't much to remember. I opened retarded. It wasn't even fair. I opened Dragonfly Hornet that game. Game 2 on that one. Centipede Hornet, game 1. It was kind of retarded. I feel really bad for the guy. The guy's build looked really solid, really consistent. He opened some really cool cards. I ended up DD crowing on a Wolfbark and game 2 and just going ham from there. Just destroyed him. It wasn't even fair. So it was a quick 2-0. Round 8, which felt like it took an eternity to get to. Round 8 for the final round of Swiss. Patrick Hoban had denied every one of the feature matches they were doing. So they asked my table if we wanted to do it, and it was my friend Roman and I in the feature match. He played Hunters, I played Inzektors. I dueled against Evil Swarm. He dueled against 4 Axes, which had a ridiculously good build. It was a ridiculously good build. He ended up going to game 3 with his opponent, and he won. So, Team Knoxville all the way. Team Big Balls. Then for my opponent, I ended up 2-0ing him. Game 1 was ridiculous. I just went ham and destroyed him. Game 2, he had a lot of side deck cards for me. I had a lot of side deck cards for him. We were both a little shaky on this at this point, you know. Not gonna lie, playing on camera is kind of rough. A little bit new. I really enjoyed it. That was really cool. But we ended up, you know, just grinding it out game 2, and I just took it. Not really much to say there. It was a pretty easy match. The guy was really nice. I enjoyed our duel a great deal. And that was pretty much it. Patrick Hoban and Ben, I don't remember his last name, Ben. Hoban, or, you know, the guy was always with Hoban, the kid. He ended up playing with Radix. He got second place. Hoban got first place. Got to hang out with Desmond. Desmond, the Card King's a really rad dude. I don't know if you guys know. Or ever got a chance to meet him. Really rad dude. But he ended up not getting. He got sacked around game 7. Top 8 was, I think, Mermail, 3 Heradic. There's another guy. Oh man. Oh, I wish I remember this guy's name. Kid was amazing. I say kid. He was my age. Amazing duelist. He was running pure Heretics. Actually, I have the list right here. His name was Wesley Roddy. He actually have the top 8 list. My friend took it down for me. But he ran pure Heretics. Oh no, not Wesley. Yeah, Wesley. He ran pure Heretics. Guy was fucking incredible. I mean, he was just straight up nuts. Really nice guy. I enjoyed getting to meet him. Totally got his deck profile. Complex has it. It'll be on his channel. He ran pure Heretics. I know there was I think 4th place was Harpies, I believe. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But it was Harpies, Heretics ×3, Fire Fist, I think. I'm not sure. Mermails, my deck, and then something else. I don't remember all of it. I apologize. But it was a pretty overall great regional. Konami's also got this new thing in where you can use your smartphone to find your seats and everything. It also gives you a list of your past duels, everything. It was just really cool. It gives you your points, everything. So kudos to Konami for that. Really good idea. Again, overall good event, really fun. Had a blast playing Inzektors.